My name is Lisa. I'm 21 years old. I study creative business and I'm Dutch. I live in Groningen. Mental health is something very important to me. I think it's something that I'm quite often very aware of, probably more than most people. I think happiness is like a little bit overrated, like the whole concept of it that's created by media is kind of overrated. I feel like happiness should be defined more as the neutral side of things as well. Well, when it really got clear, I think it was when I was 10. My parents got into a divorce and I was not the kid that I used to be. But because I have autism and ADD, that started when I was like a small child. So I guess my whole life then. Well, I got bullied my whole life actually because, autism, I'm a little bit different than other people. So I never really fit in. People never really were attracted to me or attracted to hanging out with me. But yeah, I think I can't really blame any kid that bullied me. Because if I was in their shoes, I would have probably bullied me too, even though it's not good. It's something you do to survive. And like, when you're younger, I guess. It's kind of like in the wild, like the strongest stay alive. As a kid, I think it was very rough because that's the thing, when you don't know you're autistic, but you notice you're different than everyone else. It's just, why is it me? What's wrong with me? Why am I not good enough? And all those thoughts. So I think I had that as a child a lot. Well, I was very self-destructive. I self-harmed because I thought I wasn't good enough. And I think when I started doing that, and I'm not sure, but I also told my dad multiple times that I was like not sure if I still wanted to live. I think that was the moment where they were like, okay, we really have to do something right now because otherwise it only gets worse. I think when I was 11 or 12 years old, when I just moved from my mom to my dad. Yeah, it was coping. It was definitely like, if I hurt myself, that hurts more than the pain that I feel inside and like the stuff that's happening. And even though I had a lot of good ways of coping as well, I think that was the only one that really got me thinking like, oh, I think I'm not doing that great. I got myself in a lot of situations where I just misinterpreted people a lot and I just didn't really know how to communicate. So it was just, I always had like this weird understanding of like relationships, which made it very difficult because I just misinterpret like relationships a lot. So someone could hate my guts but they still would be nice to me. And I could think they were my best friend, even though a lot of people around me would probably see that they don't really like me. But I don't see that because their actions are like, oh, they're nice to me. This is what it's like being nice to a person, so we're best friends. And they don't have to see it like that, but I just see it like that. This year, I think in the summer of this year, I was already like thinking that I had it or could possibly had it, but I was misdiagnosed at first. I was misdiagnosed with borderline, which is very different. And then I was like, yeah, I just don't think it's really right. I just think there's more going on. And I just kind of set my foot there, like, I think it's not correct, so we should take a further look. And then they were like, okay, sure, let's take a look. Maybe there is autism, maybe there isn't. We can always check it out. And yeah, they did that, and quite quickly they were like, yeah, that's not borderline, that's autism. I think, like, I was diagnosed with depression a long time ago, and I think if I was diagnosed with autism and ADD much earlier, I would have been probably less depressed, but I think I would have accepted myself more, I think. It's usually, for me, it was a lot of negative thoughts. So I was just always like, oh, you're not good enough, no one loves you, like thoughts like that. And also it came like with a lot of, like every task, every small task becomes a huge task. So like brushing your teeth or getting out of bed or even taking a shower, brushing your hair, all those tasks become so difficult to do that you just rather not do them and stay in bed than to put in the energy to do it and still have those bad thoughts. So I don't know, it just felt like a heavy, you always had something heavy on your shoulders. Quite good. Since I changed my mindset with like the whole positive thinking, I barely have like depression anymore. Just really, well, what would it be, like maybe twice a year? And other than that, I'm still struggling with the ADD because it does mess up like parts of my life that I think are very valuable. But I don't know, I think I'm doing better every week. I think because it's something you cannot see. When someone breaks a leg, you can visibly see that the leg is like broken because they have a cast. But when you're depressed or have any mental disability like ADD or autism, you don't really see it. Like with severe autistic people, of course you do see it, but with high functioning, you don't see it. And I think it's just very difficult for people to really understand the meaning of it and what happens in your brain. And I think that's why it's so stigmatized. I think with our generation, it's getting less stigmatized. I know that going to a therapist or a psychologist or anything is a big step and can be a very scary step as well. But just do it. There's no negatives on it. Like, it can either help you or it doesn't help you, and you know, you figure that out. It's a way of figuring things out. And I think, yeah, a lot of people are so afraid to see a therapist, but I don't think it's necessary because they're there to help you. And yeah, other words of advice. I don't know. It doesn't feel like the thoughts and the way of thinking and stuff like that is temporary, but it really is. And it could be that in a month, when the sun shines a little bit more, your thoughts will change and life will get better. You never really know, but it's possible. Okay, this is my painting. And rose quartz stands for love, and I've been on a journey of self-love for like, I think a year now, a year that I'm really on it. And yeah, rose quartz is always like the little piece that I bring with me if I need a little extra love. Then I brought my lipstick because I always wear like the same kind of lipstick. Like this is what I wear like almost daily with like a lip liner, and then I wear this one. And I don't know, I think it's very empowering to me, like applying lipstick. Just, I feel like a like a real woman then, I guess. And because I always feel like a little bit more boyish because of all my interests, and officially autism is like your brain is a little bit more boyish, a little bit less. And then I have my ring with another crystal in it. I got it last vacation from my dad, and I wear it all the time, and it's just amazing to constantly move it around. So when I'm biking, I need to hear music, otherwise I'll probably get into like a weird ass accident or something like that. And because I have like with autism, you usually have sensory issues, and I have them with hearing a lot, so stuff gets loud for me really easily, and I like to listen to some music instead. And also with the sensory issues, like whenever I'm like overstimulated, I guess it's called, I like to touch something soft. I just started painting. I don't know if I really feel it. No, there's actually, weirdly enough, there is a meaning in this. I guess the black corners are like the past, and this whole color thing is like now, and maybe the future, who knows. I don't know, I use blue because it's my favorite color. Life comes in waves. So I guess that's kind of what I painted. I guess that's what I felt when I talked to you guys, because I haven't thought about it at all.